there've been lots of xenophobic attacks where South Africans go out in large groups in neighborhoods looking for any African foreigners.
Wow.
Yes, and they do not hesitate to analyze. People have been literally burnt alive. I've seen a video of a boy who he might have been 16 to 18, whom they caught, and then they put a tire over his head, poured some fuel on him. Then they were, the guy who was doing this was looking for a match, and he lit the fire. And that boy was trying to get up and run away, and he kept pushing him down. And I've seen videos of a person who had fallen, and then they were throwing stones on his head, smashing his face in. And it's very brutal. And this wasn't one time. This has been happening, I don't know, I could count 7 times, the ones that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not an online thing. This is a general feeling among South Africans. There are some among them who genuinely don't feel that way. But most of them, they feel like they are being disadvantaged in their own country.
Yeah.
And because and because they cannot really address the issue because they've been overpowered already, and they know what will happen if they try to address the real issue because it has been happening, and many of them were unalived brutally. So they don't dare to try and go that way. So they target the easiest. Yes. But we need also to address this on a psychological level, not to just ignore it and think it will go away. This is not going away. It keeps getting worse all the time.
Do you live there?
Sorry?
Do you live there?
Do I live there? No. I lived there 3 years, a long time ago. Now I'm in Finland.
Okay.
So yes, so I feel that one of the things that we can do is to make them feel the heat, that if they do that, we cannot be brother. We can't be calling each other brother and sister when the following day they... This is psychological because that's the only thing we can do. We can't go in there and arrest people or fight back or anything, but let them feel from all of Africa that pushback, and this happened once. There was a time when they started analyzing people randomly and burning trucks. Any trucks that were driven by foreigners, they would burn. And I think you should be aware of the time when the Nigerian embassy, I think, did it fly in a plane to pick up Nigerians from there? That time. And I think some South African businesses were burnt in Nigeria.
Okay, just land your plane, Estella, please.
All right. And in different countries, people were now talking about, blocking, like closing our borders with South Africa, that they wouldn't allow any South African truck to pass through their country. Then it died down. They actually, backed off. But if we are just going to, try and brush this off and do nothing, we're going to lose a lot of brothers and sisters. And I think if we just wait, they come to run, they can feel welcome here. What's going on there?
Estella, please land your plane.
But I want to hear what you think about what I'm saying. That if we all agree that let's make the South Africans feel the heat. If they come on a live, let's make them feel unwelcome and make it clear that no, it's not that we don't like you, we don't love you, but this business of unaliving fellow Africans, it has to stop. So that's our psychological fight back. but we can't just do nothing.
Okay. So the unaliving of an African well, is wrong, and I will never stand for that. But I have to. I mean, it's clearly it's unnecessary fight, because at the end of the day, it's just two black Africans fighting themselves. That's all it is. And I've said this before, as long as black Africans are fighting themselves, you know who wins, right? Everybody else that is not black. Yes, because the whites who actually control the resources win. Everybody else that is trying to get something out of South Africa wins, because you're focusing on me. And this is something that I've tried to communicate to a lot of black South Africans, that we are not your enemies. We're not your enemies. Your enemy is right there. You know the enemy, but you just don't have the courage to fight the enemy. Because all the same energy should be focused on the person that has unjustly treated you like shit. But I think a lot of black South Africans are scared. If I'm being honest, this is my opinion. A lot of black South Africans are scared. They're scared of the unknown. And this is the problem, because they've seen other black African countries fail. You know, they've seen them fail. You know, somebody has to mute, man. There's a lot of feed, and I think it's you, Estelle. Just mute while I speak, because there's a lot of coming back. A lot of they're scared because they've never been alone. That's my take. They've never been alone. Because in the conversations, you will hear from some people tell you, oh, no, you've chased out the whites. Now look at your country. This is something that I've heard many times. You've chased whites out of your country. You've chased whites out of your country. Now look at. So I think a lot of black South Africans are scared of what they will become if they chase out the whites. Also, they don't have the weapons. They don't have the political power. So there's a lot of things that are completely missing. But I also think other black African countries need to back off from South Africa, in my opinion. If I'm being honest with you. We have problems in our own countries as well. If I'm being honest. This is my and maybe this is me being an extremist. For me, I focus on the countries that want to work with me.